Hey, what's up, guys? It's Adam here from Composely, and we're going to go over the third part and the final part of this quick, just kind of go how to actually score an action cue. So, like a lot of times, you'll see an action scene, and you really, like I said, you have to kind of determine what exactly that action scene needs. Sometimes it needs no music at all. Sometimes the sound effects are actually what really brings the fight to life or the chase to life. But in this case, I think having a little bit of music really does help. So let's kind of go over the mix and just kind of I've actually kind of gone through myself and made sure that everything's panned the correct way, all that good stuff. So and I've also added reverb, but the thing is, a lot of times you'll want to actually add reverb separately as a bus. So I'll show you how to do that. You want to go bus one, and then at that point you would have this sound effects bus right here that you could basically put a reverb onto, and from that point you could add a bus to every single one of these, run every single track through that individual bus that's holding the one reverb. That actually will help you keep a consistent reverb, a consistent sound. So in this case, for the drums, let's go ahead and do that because we haven't actually created a bus yet for the drums or for the reverb that we're going to use for the drums. So let's go ahead and use Chromaverb because that's pretty solid. Space Designer is good as well. And for drums, let's look at drum space. Let's try it. Obviously, you want to have it on 100% wet and 0% dry because it's on a bus, meaning that basically we're going to be turning up and down the sound of just the reverb on this bus. So this is your volume of your reverb, basically. And so let's go ahead and add that to each one and adjust it accordingly. Another thing you could do to really clean up your mix is to go into these individually and remove the actual reverb. So let's do that here. So you go in here and you see how there's actually reverb right here. That's it's still up. It's not at the zero or anything, but it's definitely there. So you want to turn that down. And like I said, you could do that for each one of them, and I would personally. This sound right here doesn't really need anything. And neither the bass, you don't want any reverb on that. You don't want to pan that either. So now we're at the horns, right? These are the horns. Yeah. And then we've got the trombones right here. And as you can see, I've kind of panned them a little bit each to their side, to their respective sides. Obviously, automation is another thing we could work on here and focus on. And I've done a little bit of that here, as you can see. Obviously, you'd really want to go through and really spend a lot of time doing this yourself because you'd want to go through and listen to and make sure that every little element is working within this automation here. So in this case, it's like obviously this wouldn't necessarily be exactly how you'd want to automate it. This is the lazy man version of automation right here. It's kind of like you just want something to you want a little bit of movement here, but it doesn't have to be like crazy. It's almost like just enough to say that you did a little automation. But obviously this is just for the video's sake. You really, really should always go in and, zoom in, do a lot of really fine detail automation because that is what's going to make your mix sound different from everyone else's, basically. So in this case, we know it's rising and it rises, so then we'll kind of have it lower a little bit here. Okay, let's listen to it one time through and see how it sounds. If there's anything we need to adjust, we will. So yeah, I mean, obviously, one thing, especially in this section right here, there's a lot of empty staccato strings that just sound kind of by itself, you know. So this section right here, where it's kind of right here, we just hear a lot of. You don't hear actually a lot of like right here. I would probably add a little bit of brass. I'd add a lot more brass in this section. Um, Obviously, for time's sake, we don't want to go through and add too many more things, but just know that this is kind of a framework. This is a baseline. This is kind of like what you'd want to start with. You want to make sure you have at least this kind of stuff when you're composing for an action scene. You know, you want that rhythmic drums, rhythmic bass, rhythmic synth, and then also a few other orchestral elements to kind of glue it all together. So obviously, panning, automation, those are huge. Making sure you're running everything through buses. In this case, like right here, it's actually just on the actual track. But I could also run it through bus one, or I could create a second bus just for the brass, for example. So that's another, you know, a lot of these kind of MIDI techniques, you know, you learn as you go when it comes to orchestral music and, you know, film scoring, just in general. The more you do it, the better you get, and the more, you know, experience you'll get. Obviously, it's one of those things where some things just become second nature to me, and you know, a lot of these things will become second nature to you as well. So, you know, thanks guys for watching this. If you haven't signed up for Composely yet, definitely do that. We definitely want to make sure that if you're a composer, you have this platform to be able to find filmmakers, learn more about film scoring, composing, all that good stuff. You know, if you want more videos like this, totally let us know, you know, maybe in the comments, or, you know, just hit us up, you know, email us or contact us on social media, and just let us know what kind of videos you want. What do you got? What do you guys want to learn? What do you guys need to learn? So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, totally let me know. You know, comment below. Do what you got to do to you know, get your question asked, because we're here to help. And we want to make sure that composers are getting, you know, a fair chance at jobs and learning opportunities and all that good stuff. So I'm Adam from Composely. Talk to you later. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.